My name is Alexandra Sanders, and these are my 5 members of the audience. Good evening, everyone. Every day, people are born and people die. Human beings come into this world and leave it. It's just the way God intended for life to be. But these people are never forgotten, not by their friends and not by their family. And maybe some of these people, the very special ones, are never forgotten even by those who hardly knew them. My grandfather was one of these people. You're probably wondering, what about my grandfather made him so special? Well, Papa had a very unique personality to him, one that made him unforgettable. First off, my grandfather was one of the most hardworking people I've ever met in my lifetime. As Theodore Roosevelt once said, nothing in life comes easy. My grandfather lived by this philosophy. He worked hard for everything that he achieved in life, and everything he achieved he earned. He never sat still. When one job was finished, it was time to move on to the next. Secondly, he was one of the most determined people I've ever met in my life. He had a mindset of his own. Once he made up his mind on something, that was it. He was a man of his word, and he stood by it, and he defended it. Sometimes his stubbornness would cause a little trouble, but I can guarantee about 99% of the time, he was probably right for what he stood up for anyways. My grandfather had some very old-fashioned beliefs about him, but those beliefs are what made him the great man of character that he was. Lastly, he was one of the most courageous people I've ever met. According to dictionary.com, the definition of courage is the quality of mind or spirit that enables a person to face difficulty, danger, or pain without fear. My grandfather proved his courage time and time again throughout his life. Even when he was diagnosed with his lung disease, he never showed his fear and continued to live the life the way he always had and the very best that he could. He left this world in 2014, and he left behind his drive, his determination, and his courage to be instilled into his children and his grandchildren. Whether you knew him forever or you knew him for an hour, my grandfather's life will always be remembered as a spirit of unconditional, selfless, and inspiring love. Thank you.